Hello everyone, and welcome to your writing lesson for the day. All you are going to need is the piece of paper that you can print that looks like this, or you can make your own, which is what I did. And I left a space for my picture, and then for my lines I made sure I had the skyline, the airplane line, the grass line, and even the worm line, because those lines are there to guide our handwriting. So it's really important that we have them so that when we're writing our letters, they look perfect and they're right where they need to be on the lines. Okay, today for writing, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're actually going to start our writing process today by drawing our picture first and then writing our sentence after. We're doing it this way because I want us to take the time to really come up with a picture in our head of what we want to write about. So most authors come up with a picture in their brain, which then leads to a story. So today, we're going to envision the ideas that we have, and we're going to draw them first to make sure we have all the details that we want, and then we are going to write our sentence. So today, you are going to be writing about one thing that you can do and where you can do it. For instance, I can swim in the pool, okay? Because if we just said I can swim, that's not a long sentence. We want to add more details. So that's why we're going to envision our details in our brain today. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take about 20 to 30 seconds. And if you want, you can close your eyes. This is what we used to do in school if you're in my class. You close your eyes, and I want you to think about something that you can do and where you can do it. So go ahead and come up with some ideas. What can you do and where can you do it? I'll give you about 15 more seconds. Okay, I hope you're able to think of something that you can do and where you can do it. So I'm going to start my writing, and right now you can just watch. I have a little lap desk right here, and I'm going to start with my picture, and each step through I will show you, and I'll do my whole piece of writing, and then you can go and work on your own. So remember, we want to start with our picture first, and our picture comes from the idea that is inside of our brain. So this is just something I was thinking of because I did it since we've been home. So I can paint in my backyard. All right, that's something that I can do. That's something that I can like to do. Now, here's the thing. For my picture, I have to think what that would look like. So the first thing I can do is paint. So I know I'm gonna need a paintbrush, paint, maybe a canvas. And the second thing was, it's in my backyard. My backyard has grass, trees, a patio. So when I'm drawing, I have to keep all of these things in mind. And I like to draw using shapes and putting shapes together to make objects or whatever I want to draw. So when I draw, I'm usually bent down or on my knees. So I am going to use a circle for my head, a rectangle for my neck, a square for my shoulders. This is what it looks like so far. I am looking down at the grass. And then one arm will come out because I'll be painting with it. And then I'm on my knees. So when knees are folded, they kind of look like two hot dogs or two long ovals. So I'll try my best to draw those. And then my other arm will just be off to the side. And my hands will kind of look like gloves. Okay, so there I am. I'm on the ground. And you can see there's not very many details. If I was to write about this picture, it would just be the word I, because that's all there's in the picture. But I want to write that I can paint. So I need to draw what I'm painting on, which is a canvas, which is like a really thick piece of paper. And I need to be holding a paintbrush. I can paint, okay? And maybe behind me, I will have my little paint cans with different colors. And sometimes I like to mix the colors to make new colors. And there's my paint cans right there. Now, I said I can paint, but I wasn't done with my sentence there. I was thinking I can paint in my backyard. Now, I can either go look at my backyard or I can just try to remember it. And in my backyard, I know that there is one big tree. So for my background, I'm gonna draw just that. I'm going to draw one big tree. It provides all the shade in my backyard. My backyard also has a fence. So I'm just gonna do the best I can to draw a fence. And you know what? Your pictures don't have to be perfect, but you should really try to focus on the details in your picture, because those details in your picture are going to help you add details to your writing. Because you know, sometimes we get stumped when we're writing. All writers get stumped. But if we just close our eyes and imagine the details and what things look like, in the end, it really helps us come up with things to write down on our paper. All right, I'm almost done with this fence. So I can paint. It's starting to look like a backyard. I also have a few little rocks around my trees. They're almost like little pebbles. And of course, there's grass. Okay, my picture is just about done. And once I start my writing, it's perfectly okay to go back and add more details to your picture. Notice how I use shapes to draw my body. I use shapes to draw the fence. I use shapes to draw my canvas. I use shapes to draw the paint buckets. All these shapes you can think of can be put together to draw your picture. Now I have to write my sentence. So I wanted to write about how I can paint. So I need to start my sentence with I. That's a sight word. Go from the skyline to the grass line, cross it on the top, cross it on the bottom. So I, finger space, and make sure you use your 2 fingers to do a space, because if all of our words are bunched together, they won't look like words at all. They'll just look like random letters. So I can and paint. Now, if I didn't know how to spell the word paint, I could just sound it out. Paint. All right, but I know how to spell it, so I'm just gonna write it how I know it. I can paint. I'm not done there. So I can paint where? Where was my background in this picture? I can paint in my, because I'm in my own backyard. B-A-C-Y-A-R-D. Boom. I can paint in my backyard I can keep going if I wanted to. I can paint in my backyard when the sun is out. I can paint in my backyard when I am feeling happy. You don't have to stop your sentence there. But if you are going to stop your sentence there, what should you put at the end? I heard some of you say it, a period. Now remember, a period is just a tiny, tiny dot on that grass line. It is not a big scribble that is floating in the air. Now, I have my beautiful picture. I have my sentence that matches my picture. Because I wrote, I can paint in my backyard. So should my picture be me playing tennis? No, that wouldn't make any sense. Your sentence needs to match your picture. Now, my picture is missing two things. It is missing labels and it is missing colors, okay? So I'm gonna add in a few more things. And I'm actually looking at my picture now and the sky seems kind of empty. I usually wouldn't paint outside in the rain because my art would get ruined. So when I'm painting outside, I like to do it on a sunny day with maybe just one or two clouds so that I am able to get some shade. Now I gotta add my labels. I have to look at my picture. What in this picture would I wanna label to help my teacher figure out what is what? Now, this might be a little bit confusing and I want the person who's reading my writing to know what that is. And that is a canvas. So canvas. I put an arrow and I wrote. Now, whoever's looking at my art knows that that is a canvas. Now, if you look over here, someone might not know what those are. And those are paint cans. So I'm gonna write paint cans. Paint cans. Now, we always want 3 labels. And then one more thing that I'll label, I will label the fence. Fence. And I probably should give myself some hair in my picture and maybe an eye and a mouth. Just went back and added more details. Now, I have my picture and I have my sentence. I can paint in my backyard. Now it's your turn. You're going to close your eyes, think of what you thought of before when I started this lesson, and draw a beautiful picture. Your challenge is to spend 10 to 15 minutes on your picture. I know that may seem like a long time, but the longer time you spend on your picture, the more details you'll be able to remember. And the more details, remember, that you add to your picture means the more details that you can include in your writing. All right, if you want to, you can re-watch this video and do the steps with me. I don't have any crayons at my house, or else I would fill this with colors. Trees would be green, the bark would be brown, the fence would be a different shade of brown, green grass, blue, pink, and purple paint, yellow shirt, black pants, colors galore, okay? Now, when you are writing, just remember to sound out the sounds. Try your very best. I want you to try to work on this without any help from your parents. I know that all of you know how to sound out all of your sounds. Please remember, use a capital letter in the beginning. Spell your sight words correctly. You can use this word wall that Mrs. Fernandez left you last week. Use finger spaces, and don't forget your period at the end. I cannot wait to see what you're going to write about. Remember, you're writing about one thing you can do and where you can do it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I look forward to checking out your portfolios later today or later this week to see what you wrote about. All right, have a fantastic day. I hope you have a lovely writing process today, and I will see some of you tomorrow, or you'll see me again next week for another lesson. Bye.